Well, here I am again, Maurice Lupton, off for my morning walk. This must be the finest stretch of beach on the finest island the whole world over. For a little speck of land in the North Atlantic, it sure is a good un. Oh, I see those yoga folks up at the lighthouse are up bright and early, saluting the sun and all that. I always thought that looked like fun. But this walk isn't the same without Sparky. She did love chasing that tennis ball. Oh, Sparky, I miss you, girl. The crater's definitely been smoking more than usual lately. That's funny, that, for a dormant volcano. Gelmiston used to be a quiet place. You'd only come here if you liked fishing or bird watching. But since the new ferry service started, we get loads of tourists. But what you gonna do? It's always changing. Yep, Shelmerston's a smashing place. I'm lucky to call it home. The bench. Yeah, this is, well, it's my bench. Yeah, the museum paid for it because I was the curator there. Yeah, and they did that to remember me because, oh yes, I am dead. It's been some adjustment, but not all bad. Yeah, I should probably go and check on the museum, actually. Yeah, I've been collecting the stories of Shelmerston for years now, here in my museum. There are so many stories, and wonderful ones. The museum started off small, but just grew and grew. It's shut at the moment, of course. Not sure what's going to happen with it now that I'm no longer doing it. I do like coming back here, though. Gives me a bit of purpose, which I've really missed since, becoming dead. Oh, one thing that's been keeping me amused. Since I've been dead, I've found I can do some new things. Pretty weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what use it is, but it's been keeping me quite entertained. But the novelty's worn off. I mean, it's been, well, I don't know how long exactly, but an awful long time since I've had anyone to talk to. Well, anyone who talked back, anyway. No, I couldn't. That sounds like Sparky. Is that you?
Come with me. I need to show you something.
It's Sparky?
Morris, you worked it out.
You can talk?
Well, I could always talk. You just couldn't understand me.
And you can hear me?
Well, sure. You are talking, aren't you?
Oh, Sparky!
What is it, Morris?
It's been so long. I thought I'd had my last conversation. Oh, I'm so very glad.
I'm glad too, Morris. I've been waiting for you. We need to go...
Oh, wait. Are you really my Sparky? My Sparky girl?
Mostly. The best bits. But listen, I don't know how long before the volcano erupts, but it's not long now.
The volcano? Erupting? But it's dormant.
No. It has been dormant because of the custodian. But the custodian is weakening and we don't know how much longer they can hold on.
The custodian? What are you talking about?
Shelmerston is volcanic. It's supposed to erupt every once in a while. The only reason it hasn't is the custodian, keeping the island calm.
Custodian keeping the island calm?
Take your time, Morris. Dogs are better at understanding this kind of stuff than humans.
The custodian is a ghost.
Yes! Now you're getting it. The custodian is a ghost who appeases the island, keeps it safe to live on. But the current custodian has been doing the job a long time and really needs to retire.
Oh, and the island needs a new custodian.
That's right. It's up to us to find a new one. There are 5 prospects that I know of. 5 ghosts still hanging around the island who haven't gone into the west yet. We need to find them and see if they'll take the job.
Well, what if none of the prospects wants it?
If the current custodian fades away and there's nobody to commune with the island's spirit, well, that would be bad.
Bad how, Sparky?
Volcano bad. You've seen how it's smoking. We don't have long now.
Well, could I be the custodian?
Oh, I wish. But Ghost Code 342B dictates that the custodian must be a ghost who has been dead on this island for at least 1,000 days. And we don't have that long.
Ghost Code 342B. Yeah, well, I suppose that makes as much sense as anything else.
Right. Let's get going, Morris. Our first prospect is Peter Noach.
Oh, yeah, from the yoga centre. Yeah, he died a few years ago, didn't he? Yeah, I remember his funeral on the lighthouse.
Yes, that's the fella. He always had those funny green treats. Let's go pay him a visit.
Wow, flying! Oh, this feels nice.
What? Oh, right. Oh, you kind of forget about it after a while.
I always was impressed with this yoga centre. Pete seemed like a chap who went through some tough times, and creating this place really seemed to help him.
Yep, and it's still going strong. They're always busy with folks from the mainland.
Yoga centre run by a robot. How things change. Well, it seems to be working out, though. So, now Pete's a ghost, so how do we find him?
Well, remember that clue I sent you from inside my urn? The tag?
Yeah.
Right. So that was something special to me while I was alive that helped me channel my ghost. A kind of memento. So we need to channel the ghost of Peter Noach. And to do that, we need to find his mementos.
And how are we going to do that?
By looking into the memories of those who loved him best. People with memories of Pete will have little thought bubbles coming out of their heads. those are a sign you'll be able to dive into that person's memory.
I suppose that's hardly the strangest thing I've heard today.
Oh, Morris, just you wait. Now, to recap. Find people who are close to Peter, view their memories, track down the mementos, and then leave the rest to me.
So people, then memories, then mementos, then Pete. Yeah, think I get the idea. Okay, let's go.
I just got divorced and really wanted to go on a golfing holiday, but my best mate Tammy somehow talked me into doing a yoga retreat instead. Yoga made me feel weird and uncomfortable. After the first day, I'd basically given up. I thought Pete was a bit angry with me. It was hard to tell. Exploring the lighthouse, I came across Pete's set of clubs. Bingo, I thought. I wondered where I could practice my drive. I took the clubs up to the observation deck and spent all afternoon perfecting my stroke. The sun was shining. It was the best time I'd had all week. Suddenly, I was aware of Pete watching me. My heart sank and I braced myself for a telling off. Wrong I was. Pete cracked a smile and joined in. Every evening for the rest of that week, we were up on that observation deck, driving balls into the sea. Best holiday in years. I even got into yoga by the end.
I guess old Pete had a light side after all.
I wonder how many golf balls are in the sea around this lighthouse. Okay, let's find some more memories.
Pete was hard to read, you know? Strong, silent type. But you could tell he loved his collection of Buddhas. He said they were like fat little soldiers that kept him safe. To be honest, I thought that was a bit odd. But he was a great teacher. Pete was very protective about his collection, hated people messing with them, even telling off Em when she was dusting them. One day, one of the Buddhas went missing. Pete was distraught. Not much affected him, so it was a shock for everyone to see how upset he was. All of us at the retreat spent the whole afternoon searching, but we never found it. To cheer him up, Em bought Pete a little toy robot. You could tell Pete was delighted.
Ah, what a lovely gesture. She was a good friend, that Em.
Oh, what a nice little fella. I'm glad we found him.
When Pete arrived at the lighthouse, he needed help running it, but refused all offers. Eventually, fearing the possibility of a shipwreck, Trinity House sent me to Shomerston to help keep things running smoothly. I bought Pete a plant as a welcome present. He introduced himself very quietly, but didn't seem to want to say anything else. He seemed distracted, like gravity was pressing down on him harder than other people. Whenever I would enter a room, Pete would mutter some excuse to leave. I didn't have a single conversation with anyone in months. Eventually, Pete noticed the plant. Then, Pete noticed me. That was the start of what became this plant room. We spent hours in here over the years, sowing seeds and tending our plants together.
Robots got complicated, didn't they? Yeah, I didn't realise how important them was to Pete. I suppose everyone needs a friend. Huh, Sparky?
Ugh! Dogs hate all fruit. I'm not going near this, Morris. Hey, I'm starting to pick up the scent of something else here. I think it's Grenkins.
Grenkins?
Yeah, they're tiny spirits, distant relations of the island spirit. Apparently they bring good luck. When we get close to one, I'll pop up and let you know.
Okay, Sparky.
Okay, we're in the right place. But now we need to slice and rotate this object to just the right spot to get the Grenkin out. Hello, Grenkin. Good to see you. Morris, these spirits have been on Shelmerston for thousands of years, and they bring good luck. We should definitely keep finding them.
I met Pete for the first time on a yoga retreat in Goa. He was the best yoga teacher, but very reserved. I noticed he had some army tattoos. I wanted to ask about them, but he would never talk about himself. When I got home, I looked him up. I couldn't believe it. He'd been with Special Forces in Helmand and was awarded a medal for bravery. Pete's unit had been in an ambush. He tried to save a colleague whose leg had been blown off, but by the time they'd reached base, it was too late. Pete was the only survivor. I booked the retreat again the next year. I thought he was such an interesting bloke. Still waters, you know. And one evening, after class, I followed him down to the beach. I saw him throw something into the water and went to have a look. Picked it out of the shallows before it was washed away. It was his medal. I picked it up. I went back to go the following year, but Pete wasn't teaching and it just wasn't the same. Not as good. Then, a couple of years later, I saw an online ad for his new retreat in a lighthouse. I booked immediately. I took the medal with me. Perhaps he would want it back. It was the same Pete Noach, and if anything, he was an even better teacher. One coffee break, when I got him on his own, I brought up Helmand in conversation. I wish I hadn't. It was like a shutter coming down. I didn't mention the medal. I kept coming back for the yoga, and you know, over the years I saw Pete mellow. I think the lighthouse was doing him good. He even cracked a joke with the group once in a while. So, that summer, the one before he died, I decided to act. It was the day I was leaving and I showed him his medal. There was a moment of total surprise. I was worried then. But he took it. He turned it over in his hand. The poor guy was lost for words. He gave me a nod of thanks and slipped it into his pocket. I'm glad he got it back.
Oh, Pete, I had no idea.
This is a conspicuous gallantry cross. They don't give those to just anybody.
I was getting ready to lay my egg. But my nest needed that little something extra. I found the perfect thing. The human and that metal beast seemed quite agitated at their loss.
I always hated those blooming things.
Dogs are actually very good at solving these. They're just hard for us to turn.
Okay, that's all of the mementos. Now what do we have to do?
Wow, I'm getting a really strong scent. Well done. I should easily be able to sniff out Peter's spirit now.
All right then. What do you need me to do?
Absolutely nothing. Just let me do my thing.
What in the world?
There's many things in the world you haven't seen, Morris.
Those things,
Yep. Yep. Those are all of Pete's fragments. I just need to round them up.
Well, go get 'em, girl. Pete! Oh, wow! It's really you! Well, it's me, Morris. Morris Lupton.
Of course I remember you, Morris. It's lovely to see you. How's death treating you?
Oh, well, you know, it's a bit jarring, but, well, I'm having a nice enough time. But listen, Pete, we've come to ask you something. Do you know about the custodian?
The custodian? The person who communes with the island, yes? I've noticed the volcano looks like it's waking up.
Yes, well, that's the thing. We need a new one.
Oh, me? To be the custodian? Oh, Morris, I'm flattered, but I don't think I'm the one for this job. I spent my whole life and my whole afterlife trying to find peace. And lately, I think I found it. I'm satisfied with how things turned out. I'm finally ready to go into the West. I don't want to stay around any longer.
Ah, well, fair enough.
Would you want to come with me? I would be grateful for the company.
Well, that's kind of you, but I do really need to help find a new custodian. Maybe afterwards.
I understand. Well, best of luck with the search then. I'm sure you'll find someone perfect for it.
Well, that didn't go well.
Oh, no worries, Morris. Plenty of other prospects. Well, 4.
Hey, Pete mentioned going into the West. What is that?
Oh, well, that's a very complicated question, Morris. Just think of it as leaving all this behind, which is not something we can do now. We need to go find Val. They're opening the sculpture park today.
Oh, is that opening already? Time certainly does move a bit quicker once you're not in the world. Talking to people, it all feels so distant. Though, if I'm being honest, I suppose I was a little buried in the museum those last few years after, well, you know. You might say I started living like a ghost well before I became one.
Oh, you weren't a ghost, Morris. That museum is full of life, and ghosts can't give belly rubs anywhere near as well as you did, trust me. Now let's get going. We're gonna find Val.
Ah, yes, Val. I do feel a bit sorry for her, having her home invaded by all these silly artists.
Maybe. But at least we have a laird who's interested in doing nice things for Shelmerston.
I suppose so. I was never sure about letting all those artists stay on Shelmerston, but I must admit that his heart's in the right place. Well, let's find Val then. After you, Sparky.